our way to the vet once more with little Rue. So this is kind of like our report card. The vet's going to let us know how we did the last 14 days. I didn't miss a single ear or eye drop, but she didn't eat the L-lysine. She wasn't really a big fan of that. So
we'll have to find a solution to that one.
Yeah, we'll have to find a solution, but we're hoping that she gets a good bill of health. I mean, she's still going to have the infection. I think we have to go get another medication today, but her eyes are wide open. There's no, she doesn't have the inflammation that she used to have and all that discharge. She might have a little bit of goop in her eyes in the morning, but it's nowhere near what it was, eh?
Oh gosh, that's true, yeah. There's a little bit of goop.
Her eyes don't glue together anymore.
Oh,
that was
nice.
that was the thing. We actually didn't know if that was going to be just like our lives from now on.
Continuously cleaning her
But
eyes.
that's not the case. Her eyes are clean in the morning when I see her. Her energy is back. Like, what do you think she's playing? Like, probably 8 hours? Like, between us and herself? Of, like, moving and running through the house?
Let's say,
a
like,
day?
4 solid hours at least of, like, some hardcore playing, I would say.
Yeah.
And then 8 hours intermittent, like, little bits here and there, but, like, a solid 4 hours.
Yeah, but the thing is, she doesn't tuck herself in anymore at, like, 8 p.m. She'll be up till 11 or even midnight, or sitting up with you till 3 or 4 in the morning watching Netflix, causing a storm.
Yeah, she's
galloping all over the
definitely
place.
gotten my, she's definitely become my Netflix buddy.
Yeah, she's a
5
fan.
o'clock in the morning. I have a weird sleeping pattern right now, so I'm sleeping at odd hours. Yeah, so she's funny because we'll be sitting there watching the TV. She'll be fast asleep, and then she'll like have a bad dream, wake up, look at me, and be like, "Oh, you're still there." Oh,
yeah, I've noticed that, hey?
And then she just like passes right back out.
She's kind of just like, oh no, am I alone? No, you know what, I'm good. Mom's here, cool. I've seen that a couple times. It's definitely not as bad as it used to be, the panic, but she definitely just needs to make sure you're there and goes right back to sleep.
It's pretty cute, because it's just like, oh god, oh, no, we're good.
Look at her, hey? She's totally just
I'm actually
awesome
not
in the
holding
car.
her. She's literally lying in my hand.
She is wearing her little harness, though.
She's got, her little harness on. I don't know if you guys can see.
It's pretty
I just
cool.
don't want to freeze her out because the aircon is on. It is 33 degrees outside right now. So
Celsius, yeah.
look at that. She's all curled up. She's all curled up.
The thing is, we're expecting some pretty good news today, actually. We're in much better spirits than we were the last time we went to the vet, so...
She's gained weight.
I'm excited to see what her little beat comes in.
She has a little bit of a beat, though, if you ask me, but
for sure.
We won't tell her that.
No, she's
You're perfect.
rock solid
You're
abs.
Perfect the
like
way
the Rocky
you are.
Mountains, just insane.
Yeah, she's lovely.
But, and the other thing is, too, she's been wearing a sweater the last couple days. She had one on last night. Really cool. I actually haven't even told you this yet. I woke up this morning after that new sweater you made her that's really warm.
Yeah.
And she was laying on top of her blankets, even in the morning when it was quite cold in the house. So,
really?
Sweater works awesome. She's a huge fan. She's not getting any discoloration or like fungus or any kind of growth around her. We're checking around her arms and neck and stuff because I have seen that can be an issue with the Sphynx. But so far she's been awesome, and she clearly loves the heat. I mean,
it's funny. So I when I cut the actual sock to fit her, so it's a child's one of those fluffy socks. So I cut it to make sure that she had enough space between the back of her arms, just so that her armpit always had some space, so that we didn't have any of that weird fungus stuff ever happening or started. And then the front of it, I've kept it pretty short, so it's a little bit tighter up in the front. She was kind of unsure about it at first, but now she's actually like, if I take it off, she kind of looks at me like, no, I think I want it back on, and she'll just sit there and glare at me until I put it back on.
I saw the footage you took of her sitting there just staring. She's just like...
Plus, I just took it off too, I think, and she's just like so upset. She's just like, give it to me now. Apparently, she turns into a weird Arnold Schwarzenegger when I take off the sweater. Apparently.
You thought you were Canadian.
Unbelievable.
Finding out all kinds of crazy things this week. But there is some, I guess, the residual takeaway from this is that we do have to go get some oral medication for her and a syringe. Because for the next 30 days, I'm supposed to feed her twice a day with a syringe.
In 500 meters, use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto Suma's way.
Also, I'm totally going to use the left 2 lanes to turn left in 500 meters.
That was a
I'm
GPS.
just guessing. No, I'm guessing. That's me. The water is supposed to actually just get it out of her throat because it can actually burn a kitten's throat, apparently.
Yeah, we'll see how traumatized she gets. I mean, she was doing really great with the drops in the ears and the drops in the eyes. Eventually, after a month of doing it, she would actually start purring after it was done. She'd be like, yes, I'm
Oh,
it's
it wasn't
over.
even... It was
so good.
right off the bat. The thing
Yeah.
is, she definitely was not a fan of the eardrops.
No, she doesn't like it, but she wouldn't protest. She would protest loudly with meows, but she wouldn't protest too loudly with scraping and freaking out. She'd be like, oh, fine, I'll do it.
Honestly, every time I did the eardrop, she'd kind of like make herself really small and kind of tuck her ears back, but that was it.
That was so cute. Oh my god. She would literally tuck her ears down so that you couldn't put them in, so you'd have to fold her ears back and be like, damn it, girl, stop that.
And she'd make herself really small, too.
Yeah, it was really cute.
Yeah, that was pretty cute.
And it doesn't help that she's already really small, so that was quite funny. So I think eventually we're going to have to move up to the adult size. Oh, sorry. There's some fuzz in your ear. This adult size sock for her sweaters. But right now they actually fit still pretty good. But
Unless
it'll be
they
a while.
actually make a good sweater. I've been looking for sweaters
Not
for
that
like
small.
really small cats.
Yeah.
And not only that, I don't like the material.
We haven't looked online yet, though. So we've been kind of looking at the different pet stores around us.
Well, I've been looking a bit on eBay.
Have you?
Yeah, and all the material, because they're really cheap and you can't really feel it first. So I don't know if I would actually be super excited about
And
getting one off
she's
there.
really, because she's got sensitive skin, in the sense of she has no hair, I think she can feel things a lot more than a regular cat would if they were wearing a sweater. We actually looked at a couple of colors and none of them were actually big enough for her. Even the Chihuahua versions weren't.
She needs like a kid's bracelet. It's
like
ridiculous.
An infant's bracelet.
Yeah, exactly.
So we've tried the 6 inches. We've tried the ones that said extra small. Those don't fit. This is what an extra small looks like. I don't know if you can actually see it right now. It actually, she's like, I can stuff like more than a finger in there.
It looks pretty good
Hi,
though.
baby girl. But it looks good. Like, at least for
And
now.
it functions for now.
So this one was actually the Soya brand, which I found, about a week or two ago. And I kept keeping it in my mind because it looked really small when I looked at it. But I couldn't find any others that would get that small. And we ended up having to buy a new harness as well because the harness that we bought just wasn't going to cut it. It didn't have those clasps both in the front of her neck and the below her belly, so it was making it really hard to get on. And it was just it seemed more like a traumatic experience for her than anything else, because already cats don't really like things going around their face and their head.
It wasn't planned out as well.
Yeah, it really, I think it's more for a cat that already has a really good base with having things comfortably go around their heads. I think with time with this harness, she's going to learn. This one's really great, actually. It allows you to really make the neck and the head hole quite big, so that you can just go hook it around her head, and then you tighten it up after, and everything else is already adjusted to her body. So it's the only thing that's adjustable. So it's really, it's not the only thing that's adjustable, but it's the only thing that's like a quick adjustable. So you just open it, put it around her head, and then tighten it, and then done. It's so easy. It's so well designed. And she doesn't fight it. I mean, we do give her like a billion treats when we put her in them.
Actually, they're gonna see that video go up tomorrow morning.
Ooh.
With her in the harness in action.
Oh, there you go. So you're gonna see how she kind of is like unsure about the neck part, and then after that, she's too busy focusing on her treats to worry about anything.
I
that's
can't
happening
believe
to
she
her.
walked in it and you were able to lead her around on it.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
really good. Like I feel like someone in her past life or something was like, no, we're gonna walk you. and then it just kind of seeped into this life. Is that possible? I don't know.
You know what I
But
think it is?
you're
She's so
fine.
cute.
You're
I think
fine.
it's that she loves coming with us. Like when we leave the house, she knows. She comes down the stairs, or when we come in, she's there, and she knows what's happening. I think now she understands that she's coming with us, and for the most part, it's just, hey, I'm not being left behind, so this is awesome for me.
Yeah.
That's basically everything that we wanted to cover on the way there. So we're gonna go actually get from the vet herself word of mouth and evaluation on how well we've done on putting weight on her and on keeping consistent with the stuff and recovering this little girl. And so I guess we'll just do a little update probably on the way back and let you know if we got a passing grade or not.
Yeah, she's looking pretty comfortable right now, so I feel really bad doing this. I'm sorry, baby.
All right, we are back from the vet. So kind of the way that we figured, but she was given a very good bill of health for her eyes and her ears. The vet was happy with how they're looking. We did still get the syringe with the drops that I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce, that we have to feed her orally twice a day, as well as now she wants me to mix up the L-lysine pump into water and stuff that down her throat with a syringe. So we do have a little bit of homework, but she said she looks way better. Obviously, we kind of knew. She sounds great. She said her lungs and heart sound awesome again. So I think it's happening. I think we're actually rehabilitating this little creature.
So she's got very little amount of gunk in her eyes. The vet was super happy about how good and clear her eyes were. She's sneezing a little bit, but she doesn't think that has anything to do with the same cold or the same bacteria that she had prior to the first antibiotic. Now we just have to deal with the last, I believe it's the bacteria, the virus. She'll grow an immunity to it herself. So as we were leaving the main office room, we ended up in the reception, and there was a lady just standing there waiting for the receptionist. And we had Rue wrapped up in a little blanket.
That blanket.
This blanket that she had just gotten her shot, so she was already a little bit displeased, and the cold drops for the defleeing. And so she was really calm. She wasn't moving. She was just kind of like looking around and like do kind of thing. And the lady just starts laughing, and we kind of looked at her like
she was losing it. She was actually trying to hide herself.
Yeah, like she was just like giggling to herself.
Yeah, that was weird.
I didn't really notice it because I wasn't looking at her, but I did. I was like, okay. Curtis is kind of looking at this lady, so I looked over, and nothing. And so now thinking back on it, she must have really thought, wow, that couple's really treating this cat like a baby. And as we were leaving, what did she say to the receptionist?
Well, she was laughing, so the receptionist was just like, oh, it's kind of funny, hey, hairless cat. And she said, no, I can't believe a cat's just sitting there like that.
In a blanket. Anyway, so that was pretty funny. And as we were walking up to our car, still in the blanket, and she's just kind of looking around very calmly, this lady from across the parking lot.
She was actually parking. She was driving her car.
Yeah, and she parked her car. Next thing we know, she's like, excuse me. We're like, yes? What? She's like, is that a hairless cat? And we're like, yes, it is. And she's like, oh my goodness, is it okay if I come see her? We're like, oh, absolutely, come on over. We did tell her not to touch her because she does have her infections and we don't want her cats to get anything. So we did mention that. We're like, just be careful, just don't touch her. You can have a look at her. So we actually unraveled her a little bit, showed her her belly and everything. And the lady was like, oh my gosh, she is so cute. I have gotten goosebumps. And we were just amazed that this lady was so interested in our cat.
Not only that, she sniped her from across the parking lot. Like, she was driving in, and I was like, oh, that woman's staring at us. That's what I said to you.
Yeah.
She was driving forward, but looking backwards out of her car at us. And I was like, oh, is she going to park okay? And then, yeah, as soon as she parked, we knew why she was staring.
I couldn't understand. I was like, why is Curtis so like focused on this lady staring at us? It's fine. Like, people stare. But no, it's because she was super interested in Rue. So we told her, we're like, the next time we see you when she's doing better, you are more than welcome to pet her. And she's like, oh, okay, sounds good. Hopefully I'll see you again. So it was really nice to see how much people love her. The vet techs, the vet, they were all like in love with her.
That woman really loves her, eh?
Yeah.
The one that works the desk there,
Yeah.
she's always been the one who's just melted over her.
Oh, completely.
She's like, I love her little stripes.
Yeah, she always like is the one who takes her, and like even if it's not time to take her, she'll take her, being like, "Yep, she's coming with me," and then she just like leaves with her. So it's really cute. So it's pretty funny. So we got in the car and we're now heading back home now, and she's gonna be pretty tired for today because of her little booster shot that she just had. And then that. What do you think, Curtis?
Well, I think we'll see. We'll see if she's actually tired from that booster shot. We'll see if that actually tuckers her out. Well, I hope so. As soon as she said, yeah, she might be a little tired, I was like, yes.
But yeah, so it's fun stuff, and we'll keep you guys updated.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Remember to comment, like, or subscribe. I can't believe I think we hit 1,000 views today, so that's pretty crazy.
That's amazing.
Thanks
you
for
so
watching,
much.
and yeah, stay tuned for more.
She'd say thanks too, but she's kind of snoring right now.
All right, see you guys. All right, so this is little Rue after we got home from the vet. As you can see, she's tired. I can't. This stuff here is so incredibly. It feels like an eraser. It's as amazing as you think it would be to touch it. But the point is, they said she could be a little lethargic, and she is. But she appears to be, I don't know, at least relaxed. Would you agree? Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we'll let you know if anything changes, if she has any allergic reactions or whatever.